This is Matt with Mobility 101, and right now we're going to show you part 2 of the series in terms of recovering more quickly and efficiently in your overhead training. So some strategies you can implement and utilize in your routine in terms of recovering, all right? So what we're going to look at now is part 2, which is the mobility piece. We're going to add mobility in the forearms and the triceps first, okay? So the first drill is going to be in quadruped on all fours. Have your fingers facing that way, open palm facing that way, and all I'm doing is applying pressure down and into my palms, weight shifting side to side, back and forth, side to side, just spending a moment at each side, aiming for 5 to 10 reps per side there, okay? Moving on from that, we're going to work on the triceps and secondarily the lats as well. So think about pushing the foot into the wall, right leg back, so the same side arm that you're stretching, that same side leg stays back. So think about having a straight line from the back foot to the head, nice flush straight line. Don't go into extension or excessive extension. Think about pinning that elbow down on the wall, leaning into it for a moment, and then back out of it. Into it for a moment, and then back out of it. And again, and out of it. So the added bonus there is the lat stretch as well, okay? So moving on, we look at a piece that we spend a lot of time on and that goes quite noticed and utilized a lot in recovery programs is the overhead flexion pattern in the shoulders, okay? So what we're going to look at first is taking a peanut or just 2 tennis balls really taped together. That's all it really is. So put that between our upper back, mid back, thoracic spine region, or wherever is really pronounced at the moment. Once we're in there, we're applying pressure into the peanut. All I'm doing is think about having the feet stay down, butt stays down. Give myself a big hug, open up the space between my scaps, and think about tucking my chin, keep my neck packed, extending back, and coming up. And again, and up, and once more, and up. From that piece, we can keep the neck down, keep the chin tucked, neck packed, add some one arm alternating overhead flexion, and then back. Just like that, okay? So from there we can look at similar patterns in terms of overhead movements. So think of taking this is a rubber band, a tube band. The goal here is using the band as a cue helps to avoid compensatory patterns to have the athlete or the client not compensate. So what we tell them is crush the band with our lower back and keep it crushed the entire time to ensure that our lumbar spine, our lower back stays neutral and we avoid that extension pattern, because most athletes or most overhead weightlifters will extend excessively in the lumbar spine, the lower back, to get that the end range of their overhead flexion pattern or overhead movement, so to speak. So if we cue them on this, that will help them kind of maintain that neutral spine below in the core and in the lumbar spine and kind of have a good stability block to build from above, okay? So think about pinning that down right there. Lower back, pin it down, crush it into the ground, keep it crushed the entire time. You can't fit a hand under here. That's what we want to try for. So test by, if you can fit your hand under here, that's not good. That's not what we want. You can't fit your hand underneath is what we do want, okay? Keep it pinned. All we're going to do now is think about pinning the back arms to the ground, elbows down in the pockets, hands overhead. Just some floor slides right there. Make sure the ribs don't flare up, push them down. Make sure we're breathing nice and straight. Crushing that band, just some floor slides right there, and from there we can move into some overhead flexion. So same as the previous drill, or similar rather, but now we're doing 2 arms at once, so it kind of makes the pattern a little bit more efficient and we can kind of focus on both arms at once rather than just one arm each. Alright, so moving on from there, we're going to look at thoracic rotation. Something I believe doesn't get enough attention in terms of recovery, but is pretty pivotal in terms of recovering quicker and more efficiently, and also our performance in overhead patterns and movements. So all I'm going to do is I'll show you from both angles. So left leg's going to go back, right leg's going to go on top of the box, and I'm going to pin my entire side against the wall. So I'll show you the side view first. So I'm pushed against the wall. Think about having your eyes follow the moving hand the entire time. That's very important in terms of keeping the spine moving as one rigid moving as one rigid item versus adding rotation in the top alone. So think about, yes, the lumbar spine and the lower back is going to rotate a little bit. That's inevitable here. But if we can have the entire spine rotate as one, that's better than just having lumbar rotation alone or isolated. Okay? So think about having the hand here. Thumb starts pointing up. My eyes are following the hand, and I rotate, keeping some pressure on the front knee or inside knee with my inside arm as well as I go into the rotation. So looking at my thumb, rotating, then once more, trying to pin my left armpit onto the wall. Okay, that's the goal there. And I'll show you from the front now. Same exact setup, right foot on top, left side is trying to get entirely onto the wall. Applying pressure with my right forearm into my right inner thigh, inner knee area. Think about eyes follow the hand, add rotation, trying to push my left arm into the wall, and then repeat once more, like that. Good. So give those items a shot. Hopefully they help you out. Let me know how it works. Thanks.